West Tigers fans, we are back at the Orange Grove Hotel. We've got another game to preview this weekend, and it's a grudge match at Combank Stadium. We've got some signing news to talk about, Jarome Luai news as well. Join us for another episode of West Tigers Life. Hotel for another week. Shouts to the large crowd here. Righto, more West Tigers talk this week, but first we'll give a shout out to our sponsors. Rob, do you want to talk about our friends at iChoice?
Yeah, I'm sure you've all heard about iChoice by now. Give Jason and his team a call. They're on the corner of Liverpool Road and the Boulevard at Strathfield. Give them a call on 9743 0000 and they will take care of all your financial needs.
And also thank you to Keen Strata for sponsoring this episode. So Keen Strata, they are supporting the West Tigers Life podcast, our professional, reliable strata management in New South Wales. If you live in a unit, townhouse or apartment block, Keen Strata is all about making sure your building runs smoothly with clear communication and no hidden costs. They offer commission-free, exceptional strata management. Their focus is always on what's best for your building and community. Keen Strata is local, independent, and committed to getting things done properly. If you're after strata management that's upfront, reliable, and easy to work with, get in touch with Keen Strata. Visit keenstrata.com.au or call 02 8515 4080 or call email info@keenstrata.com.au. Welcome in, West Tigers fans. Please give us a follow on all the socials at West Tigers Life. And shouts to all our YouTube regulars. I can see them pouring in on the live stream. Shouts to everyone listening on the podcast apps as well. Please give us a subscribe on all those apps. Our YouTube's well above the 2005 goal. We're going to aim for the 2,500 for 25 years. So we'll see if we can get to the 2,500 by the end of the year. Way we're tracking, we might just do it. And the people that have helped me or help us get to the 2,500 mark, I'll go to my right winger in Mr. Thompson. How are you this evening?
Yeah, good. Thanks, Josh. G'day, Rob. G'day, everyone watching and listening. It's better being here now this week after a little bit of time to decompress after the game on the weekend. Let's just move on with the show. There's some news to talk about tonight and review and preview, all that sort of fun stuff.
Yep, we were absolute lunatics, emotional on the live stream. Thank you to everyone who joined us on the live stream and everyone who joined us. Plenty of people here at the Orange Grove Hotel getting angry at the TV as well, including Mr. Bashara, who's packing the scrum at hooker tonight. How are you, Mr. Bashara?
I'm well, mate. G'day, boys. I'm going to call you Tito Thompson from now on, Mr. Right Winger. I'm well. Just a quick shout out and hello to my cousin Zach, who underwent a very big operation on Monday. I know you're in a bit of pain at the moment. Hopefully your recovery is really quick. To anyone that doesn't know, Zach was the youngest member of the Balmain Harold Mats squad this year. Got a couple of runs on the wing and fullback. So hopefully all goes well with his recovery and he's back bigger and better than ever next year. So chin up, Zach.
Yep. Chin up. Definitely plenty of, you'll be back hopefully playing for the Tigers in not too distant future. Righto, let's get into some news. We'll start with, the Jarome Luai I guess you can call it news. The news reporters, the press conference. When I say news reporters, it was mostly Danny Weidler. Danny Weidler decided to ask, I think there was 15 questions asked at this press conference of Jarome, and Danny Weidler asked 13 of them. But good on you, Danny. He got a nice little one at the end there. Jarome Luai, when asked about his re-signing, said this.
Of your game, so see how we go.
You're almost a Bulldog, weren't you?
Almost. It's almost the Rooster, almost the whatever, you know, but I'm a
Tell us
Tiger.
about that.
I don't need to. I'm a Tiger now, bro. That's all that matters.
And I'll just play the clip. I should played. They played?
It played.
Yep, they played. Awesome. My computer's not telling me that it's played, but apparently it played. Going well. Jarome Luai, came out today and said basically that he's committed, Rob, to. He didn't go as far as saying he's removing the clauses, but he said he's here. He's not going to give up the fight and be a Tiger for a long time to come.
I think all year he's shown by his actions that he's committed to the club. We obviously would like a little bit more in terms of try assists and tries and production, but in terms of his effort, the culture he's trying to create at the club, I think he's done everything asked of him. I think he shows he wants to be there. He's always professed that team first attitude. So, yeah, I don't think he even had to justify that to me today, but it's definitely refreshing to hear. Whether he just wants to take those clauses out straight away, that's up to him. But I've got no problem with him, whether he wants to say something publicly or not. I believe he's here for the long haul. And I hope he's going to get better and better as time goes on.
I'll play the second clip. I've got a second clip there if you want to have a
he's a big part of
listen to and
talk
about it after.
Good to see the skip locked in for a few more years. Can't wait to play some more footy with him.
Could he be a big reason why you stay?
I'm staying. Don't worry.
For a long time?
For life.
Option gone?
It's not gone, but I think when things get hard,
yeah,
people sort of are expecting you to change. You know, I'm not that type of guy. I'm here for the long run, and I'm here to change this club around.
Has thoughts on that one?
I think a lot of the problem with this talk around his contract started from I think it was his dad's social media post after we got thrashed by the Storm. I think that kind of started a lot of the conversation, but he's continued to come out and try to put it to bed. And this sounds a lot more like a commitment to the team and to the club and to Benji, really, than anything he said so far. But yeah, I'm glad to hear he's locked in. While people might say that he hasn't performed on field to his contract value, but in saying that, it's not always about what he does on field. I think it's more about what he's doing off field as well. And he's been a very good influence around the club off the field. So fingers crossed he can start to find some of that on-field form. The combination with Latu needs probably a little bit more time to develop, but hopefully as the spine gets some game time together, they'll start to gel.
Rob, even comments in our comments right now saying Jarome basically he's on big money and he's not living up to that expectation. Do you buy into that?
If you're talking strictly on field, I do buy into that, and I'm not trying to be derogatory of Jarome Luai. I love him. I love everything about him. You've got to remember we bought him as the main man. We bought him to be that guy that controls our team, that does our kicking game. He kind of had to take a little bit of a backseat right from the get-go to appease Lachlan Galvin. So Lachlan Galvin probably got as many first touches, if not more, in some games than Jarome did. Then he's been switched around. He got to play second receiver for the first time when we played Parramatta. The day Moses came back and Adam Dewey started at 7. Now he's getting used to another half in Latu Fainu, and then even Latu got moved to lock the other day when Adam came in the half. I don't think the chopping and changing has helped Jarome Luai much. That said, because I don't want it to sound like I'm making excuses for him, a 4-time premiership winner should be better than that anyway, no matter who his partners are in the halves or what changes are made. But it is hard to form combinations when that whole team keeps getting shuffled around, whether it's through injury, suspension, or what have you. So I think, from the coaching perspective, we need to be a little bit more settled. And I think Benji's ultimately got to decide what is Jarome's role in the team, because he came to the club to prove he was Batman, and now at the moment Adam's going to be 13, Latu's 7, so he's definitely well and truly Robin, even though he does a lot of the kicking game. It's just a hard position for him to be in, but we've got the firepower in the backs to be doing stuff. I expect more from him, and every time it looks like he's just getting better in a couple of games in a row and he starts running straighter, then he kind of goes, in my eyes, backwards a little bit. But anyone that's faulting how hard he tries, I know people are sick of hearing, everyone should try hard no matter what, but he really does give his all. And, on our podcast on Sunday night with Adele's constantly mentioning the effort plays he does, like, knocking that ball from the kick over the dead ball line the other day in an act of desperation late in the game. We've seen it from round one when he stopped what would have been a Ponga try assist when he got in between Ponga and his teammate on an inside ball. The guy's all hard. You can't begrudge him of what he's doing for our club. Unfortunately, ultimately, we're not just Jarome Luai, but all our players, the whole team, the whole club gets judged on wins and losses. And right now we're struggling. We've won 2 out of our last 10 or 11 games. So I get the frustration because he's on the big bucks, but Benji's got to decide what his role is. And just leave him there, and whatever it is, it stays there, and that's it. You can't keep tinkering.
Speaking of tinkering, a signing that came to fruition today, confirmed by the club, young Javen Andrews, who was the Queensland Under-19 State of Origin captain, I believe, this year. He's currently in the Q Cup system. So it would be good to get someone who has a bit of knowledge on the Q Cup and maybe on junior footballers.
Get him in.
Say the magic words.
Oh, can I do something different this year?
Okay, you don't want to play the game.
I don't want to play the game?
Right.
What about Rocky and Mr. T? Rocky and Mr. T.
Pity the fool.
Well, we were going at each other on Sunday night. Everyone's trying to tell us, and we're not talking to each other and all this sort of crap. So, come on in, Adele.
How are you this evening, Mr. Harsh?
I'm good. I've actually found a shirt to wear tonight, and I thought while I'm doing this, I might just quickly turn around and see if Rob can see what that says. Can you see it?
Look at hand. I got to make you big on the screen.
Pretty hard on Josh's laptop, but no, I can't. But you can fill us in as to what it is.
Marshall 6. Marshall.
It's actually a shirt from the Benji Marshall 7s from a couple of years ago. So I found it. So I thought it'd be nice to wear it tonight, just to rub it into Rob.
Good stuff. Yeah, you're not rubbing it into me, mate. I want him to do better than all of you.
It's a joke.
I know.
It's a joke.
All right. Adele, you've got you on to talk Javen Andrews. We don't know too much about this young kid, but tell our listeners what you know about him.
I'll help you first of all, Josh. It's pronounced Javon. Javon Andrews.
Javon.
Was with the club. So something not many people would know is our former general manager of football, Adam Hardigan, his brother Matt, who's one of my close friends, is actually was actually our recruitment officer back in 2000 and Rob, when would the Mad era have been? 2021 maybe, 22.
Finished in the middle of 22.
Yeah, so he was doing all our recruitment up here, and he was the head of rugby league at Mars, and he's actually now the head recruitment officer at the Dolphins. So he signed quite a few kids. He signed the likes of Chris Fagadu. Javon was actually one of the players they signed back then. I'm trying to think who else was signed. I know of somebody else that was signed, or that was pretty much the deal was done, and that got shut down by the new hierarchy that come in at the time, and that player is now a high-profile first grader, but we won't talk about that publicly.
Very good.
Very, no one's watching.
Absolutely.
It's all right.
Come on, man, just spit it out. No.
Absolutely, I can do that. Let's just say someone that was has had a controversial 6 months, and he's still north of the border. Look, so he's a big body half. Can play most places in the outside backs. I think the expectation around, and probably one of the reasons why he wasn't he wasn't sort of picked up, and a few clubs are sort of umming and ahhing about him, is because I don't think everyone understands or knows where he's going to end up position-wise because he's such a big body. Yeah, but it's a great signing by a club. He's probably the best under-19s kid in Queensland at the moment. In that Origin game, I thought he was the best player on the field. So you can't really ask for much more than signing probably the best 19-year-old in the country, can you?
So he's very, very positive about Benji too, from the comments I saw as well.
Adele, obviously signing another half. We've signed Jock Madden, which we'll talk about as well. I mean, we've got our two halves that we hope will be our halves in, well, I guess so. Is there going to be some sort of shuffle? Can Javon, do I say that right? Javon, is he purely a half? I did see a few people comment that he could play 13 or something if he fills out a little bit. Like, where do you see them going, like using him? Because obviously if he's such a talent, he's not, Jock Madden you would assume is just going to be a backup playing most of his games for the Magpies, whereas this kid, within a year or two, you think he has to be a first grader. So where do we fit them all in?
Yeah, it's a good question. I think that's the versatility of what he can do is probably the key. He's, put it this way, he's probably the same height as someone like Galvin, but obviously a bigger body. So potentially he's someone that will end up, as a 13, potentially. You never know.
So Gus would be surprised by how tall he is.
I don't think he would be. Again, we don't know the plans around what they're trying to do with when they sign someone. So for all we know, they've had discussions with the management and the player himself, and they've already got a plan for him. So it's probably one of those things that I'm sure they know what the plan is. But yeah, size-wise, Josh, he can play as a forward, absolutely.
Adele, what are his strengths and weaknesses as a player? I haven't watched him play. So can you tell us a bit more about him?
Yeah, there's no real weaknesses, Rob. My personal opinion is I'd like to see him a bit more of a killer instinct with him. I think he's almost a bit of he comes across as a very nice kid. I haven't had much to do with him, but on the minor occasion just watching him play, he sort of comes across as a very reserved young man, but his strengths are he's got because of such a big body, he's got this uncanny knack of having a real soft touch. It's like the cricketer that's got really soft hands and all that sort of stuff. Like his sleight of hands is really good. He's got a beautiful touch on his kicking game, but he's also got a really deep, long kicking game, and he's a very good goalkeeper. Nice. So yeah, it's one of those ones that, like any player, at the end of the day, their development's going to sort of come down to them and how they can develop. I think he made his Q Cup debut last week for Tweed. I know there's an off week this week with the Q Cup up here, so we'll probably get to see him again in a few weeks' time playing for Tweed.
So obviously he's playing against the big boys now. You would assume he's still of leg age, but when he comes down here next year, he'll be starting off New South Wales Cup. They won't put him in flag, obviously.
Again, it's sort of up to the player, Josh. Like we've seen with all the players that we've got in our top 30, then if you train hard, you develop, and you do a good job in pre-season. I think one of the things Benji's proven in the past is if you're good enough, you're old enough, and that's something that you're sort of going to dictate yourself. We've seen what he did with Galvin; he went straight into first grade. So I think that's an individual decision. It's how you train in the off season, how you apply yourself. I think that's going to play a big role in that, but I'd be surprised if he went to flag. Yeah, you'd think, especially considering he's playing Q Cup at the moment, I think it's safe to say he'll be playing New South Wales Cup at least to start the year. You never know.
Any questions for Adele?
I just want to backtrack to Jarome Luai's press conference today. Adele, how did you find that? Are you happy with what he had to say? I'm sure you're the sort of person that didn't need any reassurance from Jarome, but I thought what he said today was rather comforting.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, I've said the same thing. It's, I don't want to feed to the media and sort of their constant narratives. There's plenty of players in the competition that have got clauses in their contracts and have had clauses in their contracts for a long time. Like I've said previously, Jarome's earned the right to have clauses in his contract. I mean, at the end of the day, we're a club that's won 3 wooden spoons and has not had the best track record with previous administration around, I guess, stability. So, if something happens in the next 12 to 18 months and, they push Richo out, for example, or something like that happens, and then the club gets turned upside down, I think someone like Jarome has the right to have a clause in his contract that might say, well, no, I'm jumping off this ship. As much as we want it to believe that, the club and the jersey is the most important thing, at the end of the day, when you sign to a club, you make a commitment, you expect a commitment back as well. So the club's got to honour that from their perspective. So I don't see any reason why we should make him, just because the people in the media are asking him to remove clauses. I don't think clauses are there to as a get out. It's more their safety and security.
Might as well, because the Madden news I think dropped before Sunday. You guys can touch on it on Sunday.
We touched on it on the collab, but Adele wasn't on the collab last week. But he will be this week for everyone who's interested. We'll be doing back-to-back shows.
So we haven't got your thoughts on Jock coming back. Adele again, obviously a bit of depth signing there with him.
Yeah, that's what we need. And whether it was Jock Madden or it was somebody else, that played quite a bit of first grade, but also has got a bit of experience. Again, it comes down to his attitude and when he comes to the club, understanding what his role is. Yes, at the same time, you want to push yourself and try to find a way to, be a first grader. But I think I read in his quotes that he did say that, knowing that he's coming as a backup and he'll be there and available whenever required.
Beautiful. What have you made of Jock? Have you seen much of him? Who's the Broncos feeder club?
Broncos.
No. I know he's playing for the Broncos. But he's not playing for the Broncos. Who's their second grade in Q Cup?
So they've got 3 clubs. So they've got us, South Logan, Wynnum. He plays for Wynnum, and Burleigh Bears the other club, but he plays for Wynnum. But he's been out
so they
injured.
Split them. Right.
Yeah, it's like I said, it's pretty unique up here in how they do it. Obviously, there's some clubs up here that feed to I think the East Tigers and, for example, the Sunshine Coast Falcons, they feed to
Storm.
The Storm. So
the Cowboys also have 2 feeder teams as well.
Yeah, they have got the Northern Pride and the Capra is actually the other one. It's funny, right? The North Queensland Cowboys play out of Townsville, but the Blackhawks, they don't feed any players to the Blackhawks, so that's a weird one. And then you got the Dolphins feed to North Devils and Redcliffe. So it is kind of unique up here. Just having a look at the last game they played, I didn't think he's been playing, to be honest. For some reason,
There's also a West Tigers Mackay, I believe, which is a weird one. Sure. It's like literally the same. There's a West Tigers in far north Queensland. I don't know if they're in. I don't think they're in Q Cup. There's actually a West Tiger. It's literally like the same logo, but it's like West. I think it's Mackay. It's just another Mackay team.
Jock Madden's out injured at the moment. I'm not exactly sure what it is, but he hasn't played the last couple of weeks, so
yeah,
I'm
right.
not exactly sure what his situation.
All right, it'll be interesting. I mean, we need depth, and I mean, the Magpies have struggled. Like when is our second grade last made the finals? Like, I feel like it's going to be as long as first.
But they're going well at the moment.
Yeah, they're going fairly.
We
well.
would have made the finals in 2020 if the season wasn't cut short.
Oh, we were running second that year.
No, we were
running top.
That's right.
Magic Lidcombe that day, remember?
That's right. God, that feels like a lifetime ago.
It does.
They're a chance of making the 8, so that's a positive.
It's not an 8 though. It's a 5.
Is it really?
That's what I've heard.
Because they play the championships. There's only 3. You play the grand final. The grand final is a week before, and they play the quick Q Cup.
Yeah. So they have the grand finals the week before. So because obviously there's the state championship the week after. But I mean, with the amount of weeks they still have of their season, I feel like their season still ends just before the NRL one does. So So it feels like it should still be a top 8, but I've heard it's either a top 5 or a top 6, which is a bit disappointing if so, because, I mean, with 13 teams, you probably want a few more playing finals.
You can't have half the team, like more than half the comp, though. Like, if it's 13 teams,
You kind of can.
8 teams out of 13, it's like...
They've done it before.
Yeah.
They've done 8 out of 12 before.
Second grade, like the youth comp was good as well, but it'd be nice to just have a genuine second grade. What I reckon, I thought of this the other day. One of my random zany schemes come up in my head. Obviously, it's going to cost a lot of money, and it will never happen. I'd love to see a second tier where there's a second tier that's national, so you can get your Falcons or whatever from some Q Cup teams. And you could have every team has basically a second grade team that's not their club. So we'd obviously have Magpies still. You'd have your Bears are coming back, so maybe the Bears could have, I don't know, keep the Bears or something. But just some sort of second grade comp. You could have, like, the Roosters could have Wyong Roos, because that's where a lot of they're doing a lot of their junior stuff.
Probably couldn't afford the travel though, mate.
That's the amount of costs and that sort of thing. But they could play like a second. Yeah, it wouldn't happen. Obviously, it needs to be a lot of money, like you said, travel costs and that sort of thing when you bring in interstate comps. But it'd be cool to have your Glebe Dirty Reds. Could even they're linked to the Roosters. That could be the Roosters second grade. It'd be cool to have like that second tier and have those teams that have that little niche little fan base, especially, I don't know, your Bathurst Panthers or something. I don't know. Throw in a team, because some sort of competition where it's all these clubs that have a little bit of money, bit of Lee's Club backing behind them or something, and then have some sort of second tier.
Maybe a midweek knockout competition like
Amco Cup or something. Amco Cup,
way. Yeah.
Bring it back. I don't know. That's my idea. That's my dream.
My idea, Josh, is that at the end of every year they play like an NBA summer league. But what they do is they make it, instead of playing Jersey Flag during the year, you play Jersey Flag or an under-21s competition, for 6 to 8 weeks in summer. I've always thought that's something they should do.
It'd be too hot though, wouldn't it?
You play them at night.
In Tasmania.
Play them at night.
We'll go to Tasmania.
Something to watch on TV, better than the T20 crap.
You played in New Zealand?
Is that right?
Yeah.
Better than watching your Sixers or Thunder or wherever you go.
I like the T20 crap that you call it.
Yeah, crap.
Go to Thunder.
What
we were talking.
Adele, you got anything to share for this week before you go? Do you want to touch on the Canterbury game at all, or how our team looks, even though we've got to talk about it a bit later?
Yeah, look, at the end of the day, we've sort of talked about what my expectations are. It's about the performance. It's about grinding, completing really well. We know Canterbury are pretty similar. To be fair, Canterbury have started throwing the ball around a little bit more. I think they've realised they've got to start throwing a bit of risk. So if we can pressure them and put a bit more pressure on, especially on their edges, I think actually you can find some mistakes in them. I think that they're a very confident side, but at the same time, I think if you can find a bit of errors in them, you can find a bit more of that. So, yeah, want to see us start well, and if we can get the same first 20 as last week, I think you're not going to get the same sort of results as you got last week against Penrith against the Bulldogs.
Will the wet games suit us because it's pissing down in Sydney at the moment? I'm not sure what Sunday's forecast is like. I think it's meant to rain. It's meant to rain. So
wet until Monday.
Does that come into play better for us or them?
Well, it doesn't suit. I don't know if it suits us, but let me tell you, their record on the wet this year is horrible. So it may be one of those things, because I remember that they played the Dolphins one night at the core, and Dolphins had nobody and they smashed them. I don't think the Dogs for some reason like the wet, but you'd think their style would suit the wet, but for some reason they don't have much success in the wet. So yeah, not sure.
Have that wet dog smell come Sunday either.
Just by the way, just everybody out there, Rob and I speak every day, and we are fine. So don't worry about us.
Mate, it's going to be in the cover of New Ideas.
I've got nothing but love for this guy, but yeah, we just aired our frustrations in a different way. That's all. And even if I think Adele is totally wrong or vice versa, from my stance, I know he looks at it exactly like a coach would. Like, you have to take the positive in every way. If coaches start getting negative and critical, it'll just seep into his personality, and that's not who he is. He's a coach by nature, so I get him defending it, but it just I'm more frustrated than he is. He's actually rather calm. He just gets frustrated with me for getting frustrated.
I'll start calling you Ross and Rachel on again. Like call you Ross and Rachel.
Yeah, maybe.
The West Tigers podcast boys could be the copy girls.
Well, I'll tell you what, I think people like to see us arguing because we're up to like 2,200 views or something on YouTube. It's probably our biggest episode.
Yeah, that's huge.
So I might need to push back a little bit more at my dear friend from Queensland. But I don't like looking at him at the screen all the time. I'm hurting my neck.
Next time you and Adele are in the same room, are you going to throw fisticuffs?
No, nothing but love. If he wants me to kiss him, he's got to shave that beard. That's all.
I do have one quick question for Adele before he goes as well.
Yeah, sure.
I just wanted to ask him, Adele, do you think with the signing of Madden, do you think that kind of slams the door on Adam Dewey's time at the Tigers, or do you think there's still a place for him if the club go that direction?
No, I'm pretty sure the contract offer is still there, so I don't think that's going to make a difference. I think they've explained and that's why the offer's a little bit low. I think the only thing he's got to accept is that he's going to be a utility player for us, whereas Madden is a specific half. I'll tell you what, the Javon Andrews signing may mean that Dewey has turned us down. That's potentially, but that's me speculating, to be honest.
Well, we'll have to see what happens.
I'll finish with one thing, Josh. Just for anyone that hasn't seen the video on the West Tigers NRLW page, you'll see a young lady was told in the coaches' meeting on the weekend she'll be making her debut for the club this weekend. Her name's Luciana Luimanu, and she's someone I mentioned earlier in the year with Aaron on the preview. She's actually the youngest player in the squad. Only just turned 18, I think, a month ago. She's a Campbelltown junior. Has come all through the system. She's an absolute superstar, and I can't wait to watch her play this weekend.
I remember posting in the Discord after I saw the team list, and I thought to myself, Adele is really going to enjoy seeing her name pop up on the team list, and I think I tagged you in a post there.
So what position? Sorry, what position is she playing?
She's a back rower. So she'll come off the bench. She played in the Harvey Norman game on the weekend. She scored their only try. Put it this way, she played at 17. She was playing Harvey Norman last year and was just absolutely outstanding. Pretty much took the Lisa Viola team to the grand final on her own last year as a back rower. She's not the biggest player, but she's got great footwork, really good power. A really baptism of fire playing the Roosters this weekend. That's going to be interesting, but she's someone that doesn't take a backward step, and really looking forward to it this weekend.
Was she captain of the Lisa Viola last year?
Yes, correct.
All right, we'll talk more NRLW as we go into the show. But Adele, looking forward to Sunday night as you and your partner here, on again, off again relationship. We'll see how that goes Sunday night from the mic'd up studios. We'll chat to you then.
And just before I finish, Rob, from now on, every time I come on Wednesday night, if you don't say those three words, I'm not coming on.
I know he didn't play tonight.
Benji Marshall, Benji Marshall, Benji Marshall.
Oh,
there you go.
Made him disappear.
Thanks for dropping in, mate.
All right, thank you to Adele coming in.
That.
Very nice of him to do that. Not nice of his internet to start cutting out a bit, but that's all right. We'll live with that. All right, let's not dwell on the past too much. Saturday night, obviously, as we just said, you and Adele broke that down. You and the West Tigers podcast boys broke it down as well. So what we call it? What are you calling it? The claws up. But just collab pod.
Collab pod for now.
We're trying to think of a name. For that podcast, but you can get that on the West Tigers. If you listen on audio, it's on the West Tigers podcast feed, or it's on our YouTube. If you want to see all of the fellas in HD 1080p, looking good in the studio. So very good episode. The boys breaking down much more calm, cool, collected, and I really enjoyed that chat with you and the boys.
It's just full on, like podcast. It's just full of content. It's always it's a really fun podcast, and we just bounce around off each other.
Right. Is there anything you boys, as you haven't had your say on the Tiger? I mean, we're on the live stream. Is there a quick comment on this Panthers game? We'll go on to maybe through the player ratings and talk a little bit about it too much more, but a frustrating one at the Orange Grove for us on Saturday night.
Yeah, it was a really tough watch overall. Obviously, you'll probably see that with how we were reacting towards the end of the game. But, I mean, we did come up against a champion team. They had a lot to play for as well, especially with the Warriors losing before the game that we played against them and the Broncos losing on Friday as well. It helped them close the gap on the top four, which is something that they really want to do. So they had a lot to play for. We also obviously had a lot to play for. The Titans winning kind of gave them the 2 points back that they didn't get against us, which put us another 2 points closer down to the bottom end of the ladder again. But they were a really powerful team. I think we realised that when they brought Liam Martin onto the bench, considering he started in the reserves. But their line speed was immense. Their defence was immense. We didn't throw it too much at them, unfortunately, but we looked really good for, I thought, the first half hour of the game. We were staying with them. We didn't let the score balloon out too far. Just a few sliding doors moments early on, as you'll probably mention at some point.
Yeah, like one of Paltrow's in this one.
Yeah, just a really tough game to watch, and I'm happy to move on from it as soon as possible.
I should point out, Josh, that I actually listened to the West Tigers' own podcast that Eddie hosted with, I think, Declan and Nick. And he came out with this crazy stat that I never realised. If you take the scoreline from the first 25 minutes of each half, West Tigers are up 2-0. They got their points in the back 15 minutes of each half. So Adele's asking for a quick start on Sunday. We got the start that we kind of wanted to be in the game after 25 minutes, and it was the same again.
We need a quick finish
in the second half. So we've just got to find a few more points. I'm not. It's not being critical of Penrith, guys. I think we've got a really weak competition where if anyone catches fire, they can do well. Even the teams that aren't going well at the moment, if a Brisbane or a Manly or a Roosters or a Dolphins or anyone catches fire, they could really do well. What I will say about Penrith, they've got some original, shiny parts like Edwards and To'o and Cleary and Martin and Yo and all these sort of guys. But some of those other parts they're not genuine parts. They're like, we made them look good because we really didn't throw much at them. I think if they cop a team that gives them a little bit of resistance, like if you're going to go against Penrith and just play them on their reputation, you're going to lose. I think there are a lot of teams that can beat Penrith, but you just got to get on top early and don't let them grind you to death, and don't play their game. So they're going well. They could win it all. I'm not saying they can't win it all, but I just think, we're quick to heap praise on teams. Like we did it when Brisbane thrashed us, and then Brisbane went in a hole before they won their 6 in a row before losing to Parramatta. We did it when we lost to Melbourne, and Melbourne lost to Manly a couple of weeks ago at home at night. We just always praise the other team instead of realising we've got to be a little bit better ourselves.
It's an interesting stat that, that's just the back end. It's I can't remember which podcast. It was one of your podcasts this week talking about the last 5 minutes. I think it was with the boys.
I did that. So
final 5 minute stats.
I think I've still got the stats with me here.
It's basically, we've considered to try the last 6 games, was it?
Yes, I went through. I'll do it again. So in round 5 against Brisbane, Willison scored just before halftime. In round 8 at Leichhardt against Cronulla, Mulatalo scored right on halftime. In round 9, Sewer crossed the line on halftime to drop the ball, and Buller ran the length of the field. Round 13, Drinkwater scored right in the 40th minute on halftime. Round 14, the first time we played Penrith, Jenkins scored a try. When we played Manly in Brookvale in that horrible game, it was 0-0 till Saab scored in the 39th minute. Round 18, when we had the lead against the Roosters, Nwanga Nituaze scores in the 39th minute. And then last weekend, Edwards scores in the 39th minute as well. And they're not even, it's not even just the first, like even the good times, we're still leaking points in the last minute. So for example, we actually had 2 comfortable wins this year. We beat Parramatta in our second match of the year, and we beat Newcastle in round 6, the day before the announcement about Galvin leaving. We held both those teams to 0 till the 80th minute, and they got consolation tries in the 80th minute. Now, it didn't affect the win, but there's just something going on in that club where we just seem to leak.
Are we tired?
Points. I don't know what it is, but it's just got to be addressed. And I mean, look, I guess I can accept the ones at the end of the game when you're winning, 30-odd 0 or 20-0, like it's a consolation try. But, they're the differences. We talk about the 1%ers. They're the things that elevate you to that next level of a team. If you just accept, bugger it, we'll let them score. And I'm not saying we tried to let them score, but it's not only the first half, it's the second half of games as well.
I'm looking at those 8 games that you listed there, Rob, and I'm thinking to myself, yeah, so 8 games out of, what have we played now, 19?
We've had 2 buys, and we're in round 21. So we played 12, I think, have we?
No, we played 19.
Oh, 19?
Yeah,
18.
so
we had 21 already, have we? Have we completed round 21?
Yeah, round 21 last week. Yeah, so it's 19 games.
Yep.
1 minus 2.
If you could probably take 2 games off that list, because I'm pretty sure there were 2 games there where we were down a player on the field at the time. The Cowboys game, we definitely were down a player on the field going into halftime.
No. You're talking about that was the day Luai got sin binned.
We also got sin binned, and that was over.
Was that in the first half as well?
Yeah, and it was in the last 10 minutes, so he was still sin binned at the start of the second half.
That was from a scrum where we packed 5 players into a scrum, so we can still play 7 backs. And the Cowboys had a feed about 25 out from their line, left side of the field, and they just did a simple shift from the scrum and beat us. Like, it's 7-on-7. There's no excuse for that, mate. I know what you're saying, but like we packed 5 into the scrum against 6 men into the scrum. Ultimately, we had 7-on-7, and it was just a poor read by whoever played left wing that night. I can't even remember who it was. I think was it Charlie? Charlie might have just stayed out and let Drinkwater or someone run diagonally through. I don't know how it worked out, but it was just awful defending. Like, there was 2-on-2 there, and somehow Drinkwater gets through. But I get what you're saying. Like, we might have, even if we are, okay, take 2 off there, even 6 is still too many.
Yeah, I mean, the other one I was thinking about, but I'm not 100% sure on this one, is the Sharks game, because I know Pole was in the bin, but I don't remember when.
Yeah, I don't either, but yeah, that was right on halftime as well. And I remember that day we thought, well, we're in deep shit here because we're running into the wind in the second half.
Yeah, they had the breeze with the backs.
We felt like we had a 12-point breeze, but to the credit to the boys, they played their asses off the second half and really grinded out a fantastic win.
And then we had the breeze in the first half of Golden Point too, and we thought maybe we'll be home here, and then it went to a second half of Golden Point.
We did it into the wind as well. Yeah, it's never easy, mate.
All right, your player ratings. Apologies, it was a disaster on my part as well as the Tigers' part on Saturday night. So the Google form was set to sometimes it decides.
You had different names or something.
No, it wasn't. Well, actually, that too. The first disaster of the four. I had Samuel in there.
What did Gareth Ellis score this week?
Not quite that bad. Not as many votes this week because the forms sometimes trying to get it to be a public. It's set to private. I don't know. I'm paying you $5 a week a month. Google, step it up. Fix your app. Anyway, 8.1 for Sonia Taruva, 5.3 for Tuitupu. Talent. So Talon Mayo didn't get a score for. I had Samuela not. Obviously made a duplicate of the week. Anyway, disaster. 3.9 for Stafford Toa, 4.6 for Jarome Skelton, 5.2 for Jarome Luai, 4.3 for Latu Fainu, 7.1 for Terrell May, 6.1 for Api Coruscant, 5.1 for Twali, 4.6 for Alex Safar, Tony Suka, 4.7, 5.4 for Dewey, 4.6 for Hope, 4.7 for Birdie, 4.7 for Nua, Punopole, and 5.3 for Sione. Any of those stand out? Obviously, Taruva well out on top. Yeah, we'll get to your 3-2-1s before, but a standout performance by the makeshift Fijian fullback.
Yeah, he was brilliant. I think the numbers are pretty reflective of all the players, and I don't like to be hypercritical of players, but I find it weird that Tristan Hope's got the same sort of scores as about what would you say, Aaron? 7 or 8 other players that are in the 4 point.
Yeah, like I say, pretty much.
I actually
on a scale.
I thought, no offense, I thought he stood out to be a little bit worse than a few of the others. I thought he could have even been closer to a 3 or something like that. But I think Tito.
How many minutes did he get in the end? About 25?
Something like that. But he was like catching some tackles. And I think there was one bit where, Liam Martin goes past Luai and then goes right over the top of Tristan Hope, which is obviously a really poor mismatch for the little bloke. But I think they're pretty fair. Terrell always tries hard. He's still putting out a lot of output. They're not many pass marks there, are there? Appy got 6.1, 5.3 for Sione Fainu, and Jarome got 5.2.
5.3 for Tui Tupo as well.
Tui Tupo really didn't do too much wrong except that play the ball that he got pulled up on, even though none of the Penrith players.
Dewey and 12 air passes as well.
Yeah,
Sione could have been a 6. I think Sione was better than a 5.3. I thought he was in a 6.
Yeah, it was. As we were watching the game, it was one of those games where I started thinking, how am I going to find 3 players to give points to? It was looking like that for all. But then, obviously, the way I saw it was a little bit different. I saw Appy as being our best player till he came off, but he did miss a good chunk of the game. He missed 28 minutes. My 3-2-1s were pretty easy.
So today, what game was it that we almost broke a record for offloads? What game was it?
That was
the Raiders game. Oh, the Sharks game.
Cronulla game.
Why did we stop doing that?
I don't know. Ask Benji. I don't know what that's about. We're clearly down on confidence. What's caused that? I don't know. Maybe it's all the losses, but there's just on the field, there just seems to be a distinct lack of confidence and knowing what they're supposed to do, even if they've been told what to do. There's just something about the way, once we're getting behind now, it kind of spirals. And that's what we didn't have in the first half of the year. We were pretty resilient. A lot of times opposition teams would score a try and we'd bounce back straight away and score a try. It doesn't seem to be happening anymore. But I just think, put simply, our forward pack's just getting owned. The only packs we've done well against were the Roosters, who had half a New South Wales Cup back, and the Titans, who lost their best forward and captain in Tino after 24 minutes a couple of weeks ago. Other than that, I think we've been dominated by most packs, even Manly. Manly had a bludgerer pack at Brookvale and a really aging old pack, and they had a lot of players out and they still towed us up.
Yeah, Cronulla's not too shabby.
No, they're good.
Forwards,
but that was a different time. That's round 8. You're going back.
But it's the same.
We're not the same team that we were, mate. I don't know. I can't explain it. Maybe
we can't attack. The best way to get attack is second phase players.
Yeah.
Why?
Well, like Adele pointed out the other night, only Sam Weller missing and Jarome Buller. But look, Jarome Buller, we'll talk about the preview shortly, but Jarome Buller is our version of Latrell Mitchell in the sense that when he's in the team, he makes other players around him look better and he gives you that confidence.
100%.
So hopefully he will do that this week. And it's sad to have, not sad, but it's a bit unrealistic to put such high expectations on a player, but he's that important to our attack. But again, if we get weather, I mean, I don't, it's not going to make too much difference. That's going to nullify his attacking brilliance.
Save it for Manly.
Yeah.
Some of your best rants for this week. Craig said trying to play Penrith's game against Penrith has to be up there with our round 1 game against the Knights for our worst game plan. Panthers methodical, and I don't think they lose to anyone on Saturday, but putting up more of a fight in attack and defense would have been nice to see. Few shining lights this week. Taruva and Tiny, 2 of our best, followed by Terrell May. Can't fathom where our club would be without the Mays and the Fainus. An essay was submitted by...
There were a few essays.
Yeah.
I will say, but
Brad.
Reading all those comments... That was the best bunch of comments I'd read.
The boys do read them.
Yeah, we do read them, but
because
we can't select the ones that say we don't want the voucher. That's the only problem.
Yep. Brad didn't want a voucher, but he wrote literally an essay. I clipped a bit of it because it was so well written. Brad O'Connor said, those of you criticising young Latu, pull your heads in. He is a kid in comparison to other top playmakers, and if he was in a strong club, he would have been given a rest by now. Stick with the kid. He plays brave and direct. He just needs time. Those of you criticising Appy and Jarome, join the ones criticising Latu and piss off. When these boys start stringing wins together, don't bother crawling back. Appy and Romy bust their asses every game and are perhaps guilty of trying too hard at times. They are not surrounded with high-level talent or footy IQ. And another big submission from... It comes up. It's coming up on David. David's submitted quite a big one as well. We were in the fight at the start, and personally, I think we outplayed them first 25 to 30 minutes. We fell away, and Penrith are way too good once they had the sniff. Once they sniffed the advantage, I believe this season has been a big drag on our team. The off-field shit has played a huge toll, and the fact we are on the table, the fact where we are on the table, speaks more about our growth and progression for 2026. We must know our squad. Know our players, know our best 17. They must be happy and united. Benji is our coach, and he has the support he desires. No external distractions. NRL is hard enough without having the constant media strain attached. Our squad will be good next year. 1 or 2 signings of significance. Second row forward and centre 3. What is CDW? Centre
3/4.
I was about to say centre 3/4. Centre 2. What's C2W? Centre.
C2W?
Are they doing it on Supercoach?
Centre wing.
Oh, centre wing.
Centre wing. Oh, okay, so T is part of
I
it.
thought it was
Supercoach
CT.
I always
positions.
wondered at Supercoach why it's CTW. Just think it's CW. Anyway, most preferred. It's a slow build, but we must remember where we were before so we can accept where we are now. All right, the winners of the Orange Grove vouchers for this week. Actually, as I think I forgot to copy yours on the screen, but so I'll get you to get yours ready. Rob, who's your winner of the $20 Orange Grove voucher for this week?
So my winner this week is Kane Manning, and I haven't seen a comment from Kane Manning previously, so he might be a first time.
Any relation
to Peyton?
To Peyton or Eli?
What Kane had to say was, seems more of the same, managed to get close to the line, but look lost and have no plan of attack, which is disappointing if you go through who's in our backs. It's a capable back line. Defence has effort, but always get caught short out wide, and at any given moment can let in a line break in the middle. Effort is there, that's on the players, but organisation and game plan isn't. For me, that comes back to coaching.
Who's your winner of the $20 voucher?
So I chose Will. Will said feeling zen, went into the game expecting a loss and left it feeling fine. If only more fans could compartmentalise their feelings after a game rather than letting emotions get the better of them online. Expecting another loss this week, but also think we'll get 2 to 3 more wins this year, which will be a big improvement on 2024. And expecting another improvement in 2026 as we improve the depth of our roster. Will, I chose yours because your advice at the start of that is advice I need to take, but probably won't anytime soon.
I think that advice is directed at me a bit, don't you think?
I mean, looking at
Sunday
me,
night.
I mean, me on Saturday with my head in my hat, looking sad and sorry for myself, probably could take that advice too. But
Yeah, of course.
I won't anytime soon. I know me too well.
Shane Cole reckons his comments are better than these ones. He said
What's
no.
that?
He said
all
no
home
for
games
the.
for Lidcombe Oval?
I put up a lot of Shane's. They are very good, Shane, but I can't put them up every single week. We'd seem biased.
You can tell us about it in the Discord.
He also said
body
no for the
afterwards.
voucher, so we can't choose them anyway.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
You say no to the voucher.
And he's probably bought me 7 beers this year anyway, so maybe he does deserve a voucher of some sort. But yeah, look, I don't know how much people enjoy us reading, so trying to it's more rewarding the listeners and letting them have their say.
Yep, of course.
Yeah.
I
Anyway.
reckon with the forms, once the game starts or you know who the 17 are, you should fix the form up there and then. So once they announce the team like an hour before kickoff, I guess, unless they pull a hamstring, and just send the forms out.
I
Send them out
normally do them like
after the game.
they're well before the game.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay. So you really have
peek
no
behind
excuse.
the curtain. Yeah, I just forgot this week. I literally was doing it
All
midstream, mid-upstream, up shit creek without a paddle. Righto.
Did you forget the 3-2-1 slide, Josh?
I did. Thank you, Az. 3-2-1s for this week, boys.
Throw to Aaron because I know I've forgotten who I said, but I know we picked the same three.
The same.
Yeah, we did pick the same 3. So Terrell got the 1 point. As Rob said earlier, really solid game by Terrell. As always, he's just continuing to put out quality minutes week after week, and his performances. But
you sure?
actually, no, we said Talon.
You said Taylor. Well, he got the wrong picture.
Yeah, he's got the wrong picture.
Oh,
Yeah,
I put the wrong. Oh, you said Talon.
Yeah. So we went Talon 1, Appy 2, T.
I'm just used to saying Maine.
that's it.
You have to start putting the first names because we've got too many Fainu.
Yeah,
too many
yeah.
names.
No,
you said Taylor, didn't you? Because I said
I said Taylor.
Yeah, because I said the exact same.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah.
I'll let you back to Taylor.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah. Well, Terrell probably an honourable mention anyway.
He's
just so used to him.
He probably was fourth best, to be fair.
Taylor, once again, same as his debut for the club, really, really good. Looked damaging or looked dangerous in attack when he did get opportunities. A couple of times he probably could have passed the ball to his winger. I thought he might have had a little bit of luck potentially, but sometimes he did the right thing by holding the pass in and going to ground. But yeah, also really good defensively, body on the line defense. He saved a try that was apparently scored by, I think it was Dylan Edwards. No, Tungo. The Tungo try in the second half, I think it was.
The no try.
I think, that absolutely should have been a no try because he hit, his hand touched the ball and then it touched Taylor's foot and then it was grounded. So that's considered a knock on in my rules, in my book. But anyway.
Everyone thought that was a knock on. Except the bunker.
2 points to Abby Coruscant. As Rob said, best player on the field until he went off the field and unfortunately probably missed a few too many minutes to be considered for the 3 overall. But a player who was really consistent throughout the game and got 3 points from both of us was Tito Taruva, who once again looked really damaging with the ball, some really strong carries out of the backfield, really good catches under pressure as well, safe hands, which was important considering his first couple of games. He had a few little issues in that department, but yeah, great game by Tito.
The only thing I want to add to what Aaron said just is on Tito. There was a moment in the first half, I think they attacked Taylor May and Tuitupu's side and an error came from there. And if you just watch the reaction of Tito, he's just so invested in this team and this club. He was yelling, he was sledging, he was right into it. So he's not just, talking it up, he's backing it up with his actions. They're the sort of things I love to see. He's absolutely been one of the best signings we've ever made. And hopefully this week, even though it's only one change, Jarome Buller coming in and Tito Taruva going back to the right wing improves 2 positions in one hit. So he's done an admirable job at fullback, but now we're going to get 2 classy strike players in their rightful positions.
Shane, our number one commenter, saying, give the pod a like, help the algorithm. So best commentator, marketing manager.
One thing I will say to the guys that are watching the YouTube stuff, and like I said, we're getting even the collab pods already up to 11 or 1,200, but you only see 60 or 70 likes. It's not about liking or disliking, just whatever you press, it just helps the algorithm.
Yeah.
So just please, if you're watching it,
just press play and leave it.
Just
walk away.
Press a like, and you're doing a lot of good for us if you really enjoy those podcasts, because we're trying to get sponsorship for next year and what have you, and that mic'd up studio, which is absolutely brilliant. It does cost money, so if we want to stay there, we need all the support we can get.
We'd love a beer sponsor. I'd love a beer sponsor. You guys don't really drink beer. I'd love a beer.
We've got all the room in the world there.
So currently we've got Coke Zero, or I don't even say Coke. Let's just say a diet cola drink.
Anything
on there.
Thanks, Shane, for reminding us of that, because that's something I did want to say earlier.
RC Cola, Dr. Pepper. We're not fussy. Put it on the desk here at the OG.
You're too young to remember Tab, aren't you?
I know it because of The Simpsons.
Oh, okay.
I was just literally quoting The Simpsons.
It was a cola back in my days of school.
I think I'll order a Tab. That's because of the Simpsons quote. Okay. I think I'll order a Tab. Yeah.
Rob Riff says he'll push your buttons.
Sorry.
Riff in the YouTube comments.
My buttons every week. G'day, Riff.
I can never find the button. Speaking of which, moving on, I won't even bother putting up my tally because I gave the wrong May.
Yeah, fix that.
The wrong stuff. Righto. Moving on to tips for the week.
We're not doing the team list.
We've got a game to preview. We've got a game to
Do we get to the preview once we get to the tip for our game?
We can do the tip as we go. We can just stop at the Tigers game.
That's all right. No, we'll talk. It's the West Tigers podcast. Let's talk about. I literally should have just went. I've numbered ordered my slides. I should know that we're up to where we were up to. Glad you guys are here with me to push me in the right direction. West Tigers v Bulldogs Sunday, 2:00 at Commonwealth Bank Stadium. I got a mortgage with the Commonwealth Bank. Why don't I get a discount or something? Anyway, I digress. Yeah, team list this week. So Jarome Buller back at. We won't run through the whole team list. You know who's in the West Tigers.
I've been sacked from that job.
It's just we're trying to get out. We're trying to get to bed before midnight.
Pretty much.
Jarome Buller's coming to fullback, so Taruva's moved to the wing, which has pushed
Tuitupo's
going back to Cup. Samuela's back to back rower.
Yes.
Pushing Hopi has been pushed off the 17 as well.
Bench.
So a big boy for and of course Big Royce Hunt back to the bench.
Charlie Staines out as well.
Yes. So that.
He was out the week before.
We're just going to get Alex to read the whole team list. Yeah, Rob, big boys on the bench. You said you cracked a fat or something because the bench has four forwards.
I said when I saw the team, I straightened my back.
Your back.
I was a little bit happy because I've been feeling a little bit down. I've got really realistic expectations of this game, and I know we haven't touched on the Canterbury team, but I think Connor Tracy is a big out because that actually weakens two positions as well. Carraz will do an admirable job, but Carraz isn't a ball player. He's more an offloader, like after he hits the tackle. So I think I don't even know who that bloke is that's coming on the wing for him. So I think that also helps. But I think no matter how we structured the bench,
thank you, Liam.
No matter how we structured the bench this week, you weren't going to keep everyone happy because I'm of the belief that we can't keep playing Appy for 80 minutes. Like we need to look after Appy and all that. But if you look at the West Tigers problem right now, it's our forward pack. It's our go forward. It's our wrestle. It's our collision. It's our defence. We're not making the meters up the field. If you just take that second half, for example, against Penrith, we got into the red zone for the first time in the second half in the final minute. So we're getting owned in the red zone. So I'm happy with how Benji's picked the team this week because, to me, we're hemorrhaging the most in the forwards, and you got to plug that up. In a perfect world, would I love to have a hooker on the bench? Bloody oath. But no offense to Tristan Hope, he didn't fill me with confidence last week, and we're struggling. We're getting owned in the pack, so we need all men on deck, and we need to take these guys up. But what's interesting, and I was just looking at the teams and wondering why we're getting owned so much. Like, what happened to our team? It was actually my son pointed this out to me. He actually spoke to me about a couple of days ago. Our squad has kind of flipped the last 2 years. So if you went back a couple of years ago, we were stocked in the forwards and our back line was shit, okay, to put it simply. And if you go back a couple of years for example, when Brooks played in 2023, we had his milestone game at, what was that, his 200th or whatever it was. You look at the pack that day, we had Joe Offengawi, who was a former Origin player at lock. We had Papali'i and Bateman in the second row. They're both representing their country at the time. We had Clemmer, former Australian and Origin player.
Did we have Kelmer then?
No, we didn't have Kelmer there. We had Appy, who went in 2023. He was in 2022. He was the Origin hooker. Sean Bloor was in reserve grade. We had Steph starting, and Steph played Origin in 2023 under Fittler. So we were pretty stocked in the pack. And then you look at it now, and again, I heard, on the WTP podcast, look at our forward pack. Who would walk into another team? It'd be Terrell May, it'd be Appy Coruscant, and that's it in terms of starters. And in terms of the bench, Fanua Bolle would probably get a start, and Sione Fainu. Our forward pack is
Samuela
decimated. I don't think Samuela walks into most.
Not most teams.
Not most teams. He's a first grade player, and he's an up and coming great young player. But even that,
Terrell bench for most teams at the very worst.
Oh, Terrell should start.
Terrell should have played Origin.
Yeah, Terrell should have been in Origin this year. We've just overworked him. But again, with Kai Pearce-Paul, and I'm not trying to be negative, but I'm just trying to be realistic about this. Kai Pearce-Paul is a massive upgrade on Seyfarth, on Suka, even on Bird. Bird can't bust out 80 minutes anymore. So I'm accepting of his signing. Okay. Kai Pearce-Paul would only walk into his team, the West Tigers right now, and the Parramatta Eels. If you have every team in the NRL at full strength with their squad, he does not walk into one other team. I challenge anyone out there that thinks otherwise to name me the team, and I'll tell you who their 2 second rowers are, and they'd be better. So it's not like we're getting an elite back rower. We're getting a back rower who would not start in 14 teams out of 17 for next year, but he will be good for us. He scored a nice try on the weekend, backing up an offload from Leo Thompson for Newcastle.
He's also quite young.
He's got a good offload. He's built like Tarzan. We just need him to play like Tarzan. So he will be good for us. But what I'm trying to say is, don't make him out to be Superman. He's not like, we're not getting a guy that's just going to manhandle, like a top-notch, fully fit David Fafita or anything like that. So just be realistic with your expectations of Kai Pearce-Paul. So, again, that's just probably alluding to the fact I still think we need another edge back rower. And I don't know if we've got the money for it. We need 2 middles. We need to reduce Terrell May's minutes. We need 2 more forwards. We need a lock. Our forwards, they're just not doing it right now. And no matter how good your back line is, you're not going to be able to play well off a defeated forward pack.
Any thoughts going into this one? Obviously, having Buller back is a big plus.
Yeah, I think this is probably as close to our full strength side as we're going to be able to get for the rest of the season. So it's good that we have them back.
To be who's on the?
No one's missing.
Yeah, literally no injuries.
Well, Sukar wasn't playing at the start of the year, and I'm just trying to think who was playing in place of Sukar.
Seyfarth was. Oh, you mean on the bench?
Yeah.
Well, the first bench we had Tristan Hope and Talon De Silva.
Oh, Jack Bird probably as well.
Bird's suspended. Bird played, I think. Oh, no, he's out now. Yeah, he's out this week. Yeah.
Yeah. So
is that injury or is that a drop? Is he injured? Do you know?
I haven't heard about an injury, so I maybe just a lack of output or something. Yeah.
Bird's flying the nest.
Like Rob touched on before, I think having Jarome back adds another dimension to our attack, and I'm really looking forward to seeing how he goes this week. It was a really unfortunate freak injury that knocked him out for about 6 weeks or so, I think it ended up being, but great to have him back. I think in the Buller at fullback versus Karaz at fullback battle, I think Buller wins that. We just need him to be as safe as he usually is under the high ball, look for the right moments to strike in attack if we get our opportunities, and I think having Taruva back on the wing adds another element to our carries out of yardage as well. So back to Taruva and Skelton on the wing. And we'll get to this in Statsman, but it was also mentioned on the Collab podcast, I think it was, that this is going to be the first game with what is now our first choice spine, all playing in the positions that we expect them to be playing in moving forward. So hopefully this game shows us some good signs about what we can expect for the rest of this season. Our last 4 games after this one, plus moving into next year as well.
Yeah, I'm keen to see this spine finally get a, as you said, the stats man with that little pretty little graphic that you made talking about that. What about their spine? Obviously, you already mentioned that their Jacob Karaz has gone to fullback. We haven't mentioned the elephant in the room, the whole the marketing ploy for this week. Their young 5'8" in Lachlan Galvin.
He's halfback now.
Halfback, whatever. How can you see our guys getting too distracted in trying to take his head off? Or do you think it's more going to be we're going to rip in and try to send him home a loser?
It should be the latter. Like, the boys have to be smart about this, play with controlled aggression. No, don't. Like, what's going to be better to, I don't want the fans to answer this, to knock his head off or to play well and put your best performance in. So Benji's got to make sure they don't get, I'm sure there'll be a little bit of extra venom in certain tackles and they'll try and take his time away from him. But watching Galvin last week against Manly, he gave a lot of early ball. He did dig into the line. I think it might have been their second try, the one that Karaz scored in the corner. But their strength is their centres. So if anyone that watched Bronson Cherry on the weekend and Stephen Crichton, he's getting them early ball, and Burton's starting to run amok a little bit. So it's actually perfect for him. And he's running a bit straighter. To be fair, he's actually improved. Again, people hate me for saying I enjoy watching him play, but at the same time, I want our team to win this week. I want to, I think the best thing about this week not just for me. I mean, it's over for me in terms of all the crap that happened earlier in the year. But from our club's perspective, you finally get to play him. You finally get to get it out of the way. And even though a lot of people still think, oh, yeah, but he started with us this year, this gives a little bit of finality to this whole saga that's gone on. And you know, people actually see him in blue and white on the weekend, and they need to just accept he's a Bulldogs player now. And, yeah, we're not happy with how it all played out and you know, how Gould lied through his teeth and how his manager's a fuckwit. Which he is, and how it all played out. But they got the result they wanted, and Galvin's happy and his family's happy. And, you know, I think he's going to have a great career. And, you know, but again, I just want to see our guys play some footy. I'm not going to, you know, I think we can match them in the middle of the field. Their strike is like Kickow and Preston. They kill us for second rowers. They kill us in the centres. I mean, Taylor May is good, don't get me wrong, but he's up against a different beast in Crichton. So I don't like Taylor May's been unbelievable, and I'm sure he'll be up for the game this week. They're in form as well, and they're going to be hard to beat. But, you know, look, if they can't get up for this week, they don't have to win. But if they can't honestly be so motivated, if this doesn't click them into gear, then the remaining, you know, half a dozen games won't mean a thing. It just means, but I don't know where we find that forward, you know, go forward that we've been missing for so long. And that's why I think Benchy's just put that forward bench and just try and rotate them a bit. You know, will Hunt come off the bench? Will he start maybe and then come back at the end of the game? There could be a few little tricks prior to the start of the game. But look, Canterbury are playing well. They're my tip to win the comp. And, you know, I actually enjoy watching them play. I like seeing good teams play well. It just sucks that the person that we built our future around is playing for them. But, you know, he's happy there and he seems to be going forward. So we just move on and let's you know, I trust Latu. I know Latu's going to be a great halfback for us. Benji needs to stick with Latu for the next 18 months. I don't want to see us signing a halfback. We need forwards. You want Latu and Luai to perform. You need forwards going forward so they can go forward behind them. So
as what I might do, I might bring Statsman forward to now, because you did make this nice, pretty.
You got a stat for the game, have you?
Graphic. So
holy shit.
Yeah, Az has put this. He's gone hard on Microsoft Excel.
That looks like your Saturday betting spreadsheet.
My Saturday betting spreadsheet.
Yeah, yours.
Yeah, I usually just pick horses based on I like their name, but Az has actually gone out and made a nice, pretty colourful graphic here for those who can't see it, who are listening. Basically, I asked Az to basically colour code each player that's played in our spine this year and what games they've played this year, basically to point out that our 1, 6, 7, 9 being Buller, Luai, Latu, and Appy has only happened. It actually hasn't happened, hasn't it? It's only happened with Latu coming off the bench. So this is actually the first game we'll see where they're actually our 1, 6, 7, 9. So every other game this year. So Latu obviously missed a lot of time there. Appy has had a couple of outs here and there. Buller's obviously been out for several weeks now. Luai had a couple of weeks out for Origin. So, yeah, the stars literally haven't aligned for us this year. And it's the first time we'll get to see a full game. We saw at the back end of the Raiders that we should have won. I think we won the minutes from memory against the Raiders when they were our 1, 6, 7.
Yeah. Once Latu came on the field and we were playing with that particular spine, we did look a lot better in that Raiders game, and we did win that period of the game when they were on. But yeah, I deliberately ordered the players at the top in the order of particularly for the first 4. Because I wanted to show that those are the guys that we have in that order now, like you said earlier, Josh, and I've color coded like rainbow coloring so you can see like from which position. So the first time the rainbow is actually in the right order is literally this week, because we've had red, orange, nothing green when Latu hasn't been playing. So yeah, for anyone who isn't watching the stream, I recommend jumping on.
I'll chuck on the socials,
but
mate.
But just
it's
like
a good graphic.
Help this old man out. So what was our most successful sort of combination and what was it?
So our most successful combination where we got 5 of our wins was Buller, Galvin, Luai, Coruscant.
And when you say 5 wins, how many games did they play together?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 8.
So 5 out of 8, 62.5%. That's pretty decent. I will say that graph looks like my spine feels at the moment.
I also noted where Galvin left and where De Silva left as well.
It's a big thing. Obviously, Galvin, a big chunk of that, all but 1 week,
which was the week he was sat out.
Season. Like you said, we gave him the keys to the car, and he's gone. The whole preseason, he was training to be where he was. So really, I guess you got to put that in context. Really, letting him go, not only the distraction of the whole court case and all that bullshit, but literally the whole 18 months. I guess Luai wasn't there for 18 months, but the whole preseason and the whole first half of the season was all centered around him.
Yeah. And so go further with that after the announcement, and then we dropped him for the Parramatta game the second time we played them. Even though Moses came back, I still believe if Galvin plays that day, that's another win. So it could have even been 6 out of 9 because we bought in Dewey. We bought Dewey in to play 7. We bought Naden in to play centre. And then Luai to play 6. So we literally shuffled 3 positions for his dropping. So that had to affect, and it did affect how we played that day. And I think we would have won if he did play with us.
Yeah, no, but that's I'll might chuck that on the socials. As well done with that one.
Honestly, if you look at a list of which players who've played for us this year, let's say more than 8 or more games. If you look at a list of players who've played 8 or more games, the player who would have had the most, or who would have been in the most wins this year, would have been Galvin, most likely.
Yeah.
Sick.
And not just that Parramatta game. If he doesn't drop that ball over the line against South,
they win.
I think Buller played that night, Coruscant played that night, and Luai played that night. So could have even been 7 out of 10. So it definitely disrupted our season. But what's weird about how our season's going is our forwards were really good all year, and they just seem to have run out of steam. And everyone says Royce Hunt played in 5 of those wins, but Royce Hunt was only putting in 10 to 15 minutes a game. I can't see his exclusion being the whole difference. So, yeah, maybe Terrell's just getting burnt out a little bit. I don't know.
You must have said Adam Dewey because Gaz is in the chat. Righto, moving on.
Is Gaz there? G'day, Gaz.
Yeah, he is.
Righto, moving on to our tips for this week. First game on Thursday night is the Parramatta Eels. So it's another combat game. Parramatta Eels and the Melbourne Storm. We've all gone Storm on this one.
Yeah, I say it every week. This is a really hard game too.
Pappenhausen back, Munster back, Hughes out. It's a bit of an interesting one for the Storm.
That's at CommBank as well, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. See, and obviously our game's there. CommBank does not handle water very well. So
SFS is worse, isn't it?
It probably is, but this would be a game where, if you're having a punt, you take the unders. Not that the unders would probably be very high this week.
Do you know what city in Australia gets the most annual rainfall? Or capital city? I think this is.
I would say
Sydney.
Melbourne.
No, it's Sydney.
Is it?
Yeah. Melbourne always would have been my guess. Misty, but when it rains here, it pisses down in Sydney. We get the most rain. Little side rant, not necessarily football. Sydney is so shit at handling rain, be it our roads, our drivers. In terms of walkways, there's in terms of sheltered walkways and that sort of thing.
The new Allianz Stadium is dreadful.
Drainage, but our drains can't cope with flood. This city just can't handle rain, and yet we had the most rain in the country.
There was a period November was like the worst month for rain.
It
always used to piss down for 2 weeks in a row. But I don't know if that's still the case or not. I just remember November being awful.
My umbrella broke today too.
It also rains almost every summer when the Sydney test is on.
Yeah.
That's been a common
we got a good nice
trend.
dry one. It's the Ashes this year. I hope. Anyway, we're digressing.
Game 2.
Game 2, we've all no. Az and I gone the Wars. Roberto's gone the Finns.
Yeah, another tough game. I'm not impressed with the Wars at the moment. They seem to be struggling without Metcalf. I don't know. It could be a Wars victory, but honestly, I think the Dolphins are a smoky. When they get it together, they can really pile on points. But obviously, the Wars have got a better pack. So interesting game, but I just think Dolphins are a bit more potent.
I just picked Wars because they're at home.
I may have picked the Wars because I kind of want the Dolphins to miss finals. It's a bit of a petty thing. It's a bit of a petty thing, but I don't want them to make finals quicker than we did.
Oh,
so
okay.
It took us 6 seasons. I don't want it to take them 3.
Yeah, but
maybe I picked the Wars because of that, but I genuinely expect them to bounce back at home.
I wouldn't want them to miss the finals because it'll be the 3rd year in a row they would have fallen off the cliff because they were like well entrenched in the top 8 last year and the year before, and they hardly won a game in the back end of the season.
I also had them for my wooden spoon prediction at the start of the year, I think, so I kind of want them to miss finals to vindicate that a little bit more.
Some of my predictions from the start of the year are woeful. Canterbury to miss the 8, Canberra bottom 4.
I think I might have had.
I did have the Wars in the top 8.
I might have had the Dogs in 8th. I think I might have just snuck them in ahead of the Roosters, maybe.
Yeah. Brisbane and
Panthers.
South.
Brisbane and South. We're all going Broncos. It's poor South, man. The injury got toll.
Imagine we had 13 players out. Like
we'd be losing 80.
I think they've even got more out. I'm not sure, but yeah, look, they were really admirable against Cronulla the other night. But even though Brisbane have dropped both their wingers, I still tip Brisbane. They got too much to play for.
There must be something wrong with their staff or something.
It happens, man. It just,
but they've had like 3 years in a row of bad injury runs.
I'm not sure.
Do you think without Latrell, they're a genuine chance at the spoon now, Souths?
Oh, they're a huge chance.
And Whiten as well. He's only going to be back for their last game.
I looked at the market for the spoon. I can't believe the Gold Coast are favourites for the spoon. I think it's just like the dumbest thing I've ever seen.
So they play us again?
So no, but they play South as well, and they've just beaten New Zealand in New Zealand. Like, they don't have a bad team. But you look at Newcastle, you look at South, and like South look like the team that probably won't win a game, another game this year, and Newcastle might not win a game this year. So I reckon it's one of those two. And we're not travelling well, and we still have to play the Titans in the last game of the year. So I can't see how the Titans get the spoon, but all I give a shit about is us.
Us not getting it.
Souths are currently last, but it's by the narrowest of margin.
2 points, 2 for against points.
2 points in for and against, but they do have an extra win over the Titans at the moment, who've had all 3 buys.
Yeah.
So the Rabbits are in last with 1 more win than second last.
Yeah, fair
which
enough.
is interesting.
Yeah, no, like I'm well known to not like the Rabbitohs, but for them to get the spoon based on injury, I don't know.
If they dodge it, it'll be a brilliant achievement.
Yeah, but fuck them. I hope they get it. We've all gone Panthers over. Who the
Gold Coast. Gold Coast.
So you just pump them up. You're going to tip against them.
They're only just going to win 1 to 12. They're not going to win big.
All right.
I think Gold Coast will put up a good showing
for this week. We've all gone Raiders over. Who are Raiders playing?
Is that Knights?
Yes.
Yes.
No.
Surely.
No, they just played Knights last week.
Oh, they did too.
How
good are we going? Don't you have the games up here, Josh?
You'd think so, but no.
All right, I'll get them for you. Canberra are playing. Shit. Wonderful live TV. St. George.
Oh, Dragons, of course.
Dragons.
Our
At
friends,
WIN
the
Stadium,
Dragons.
but which WIN Stadium is it?
Wollongong. I think.
Okay, I don't know.
There's only one WIN Stadium.
Is there only one? What's the other one called?
What's Cogra called now?
Netstrata Jubilee.
Oh, okay.
They were both called Jubilee, I think.
They were both called something last year.
They had similar
Sick
names.
of all these name changes.
Should be like the ABC, just call them by the original name.
Cronulla's home ground's Endeavour Field to me, and it will never change.
So why no Leichhardt Oval? How come Leichhardt Oval's never had a sponsor?
Don't know.
Bryden's lawyers like it. Leichhardt.
Oh, did you have to mention that more?
You know what had happened. You know,
I was having a good night. Yeah, Canberra. But I mean, Saints are a bit rocks and diamonds. They got the ability to upset them, but I don't think they will.
I've gone Manly against the Chooks. I don't know why. I can't remember. I didn't even realize I did that, but I don't know. They're at home. They're a brookie.
They're better at brookie, but I've gone the Roosters.
Yeah, it's a tough one.
It is a tough one.
I've gone the Roosters as well. This has the potential to be game of the round, this one. You might remember I mentioned last week there were a few season-defining clashes between the Roosters, Manly, and the Dolphins that'll determine which team makes it into the top 8, likely which 2 miss out. So obviously this is one of those. So game of the round potential right here in this one.
We must be interesting as the chat's turned to Premier League banter at the moment.
There you go. Let's
we've all
through these.
We've all tipped the Bulldogs.
Yep. Let's just hope the boys have a red hot crack and play with a bit of belief and controlled aggression.
With the rain happening, us with a start.
I think rain just makes the scores closer.
Yeah,
rain's always a level.
Take us with the start.
Back the unders maybe. And
Yeah.
I'd say back Galvin for any time try scorer as well, because the Dogs will really want to get him
and we're gonna
across
have to
the line
deal with
this week.
But there's gonna be so many of them.
That'll be why they just want to shit on us and have us under a little bit more media scrutiny for another
week. You and I
week.
We'll do the post game rants outside the stadium. But my God, every game we've gone to a Combank the stadium, we've seen Bulldogs fans that haven't even played against the Bulldogs yet. They're just
mate, they've suffered like us. They had a few bad years as well.
But there's still so much arrogance about a lot of their
probably
fan
is,
base.
but mate, take advantage of it. It doesn't last very long sometimes.
I tell you what, though, this match has been a long time coming. Like, the Dogs are the last team that we haven't played yet. We've played every other team in the competition. This is the last team we have yet to face.
We've actually had a really good draw because prior to a couple of weeks ago, really, we'd only played when we played New Zealand, they were the only team in the top 8 that we'd played twice. Every other team in the top 8 we'd only played once, with the exception of Canterbury, who we hadn't played. But obviously,
Penrith.
that was prior to the Penrith game. So we'd had.
It's weird, the draw, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a crazy draw, but we've had a good draw and we haven't taken advantage of it.
We should play every Sydney team twice. I'll stand by that.
I think we also really need to make a plea to fans to show up to outnumber Bulldogs fans. I think.
Yeah, please join us. Please come out. I know a lot of people don't like Combank Stadium, but yeah, come back the boys.
It is our home game. We do not want to let Bulldogs fans overrule us.
I think there'll be more Bulldogs fans than us.
It's going to be at least.
I'll be there fearing for my safety, but we'll see how we go.
Yep. I'll get to do the run out, though, this week.
Do you?
Yeah.
So you'll be on the field?
Yes.
Nice.
Are you going to be sitting in the field club or over in the seats over there?
I don't know.
Away from us plebs?
Not a lot of info in the email.
Is that what you get? What are you, platinum? Or is
I'm platinum.
Yeah, there you go. So maybe you can get your camera out, your iPhone out, and tape him while
try find him. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll put on the socials later on.
Tell me which side of the Guard of Honour you're on, and I'll try to find you.
It'll be about 4 pixels by the time you zoom in. But,
so if you see a bloke crash tackle Lachlan Galvin as he runs down,
I don't know if you're going to go on the
Josh Barnett.
I think with the Combank, I've done it a couple of times. You're in the little room, but you get to see behind like a one-way mirror the boys warming up and stuff.
Nice.
That was in the field when we were in the field club, thanks to Gussie.
Yeah, that's right. Gussie got us in, didn't he, for that game? What game was that?
Dragons game a couple of years ago.
Oh, that was who let the dropout landed on our foot.
Yeah,
and we lost. Who was it that let he let our short dropout land on his foot?
Oh gosh.
Dewey, maybe?
No, it wasn't Dewey. Someone's not on the club anymore.
I love the fact that I can't remember this. Like, I've blocked out all this scar.
We were sitting literally
right in front of it, yeah.
So the Dragons had a dropout. It was going to be short.
Oh, that was a high-scoring game, wasn't it?
We would have won, but he gave away the penalty.
And then they got a penalty over the other side of the field to kick a penalty goal to win it.
Yeah. I remember.
Who was it?
It was a ridiculous high tackle penalty that wasn't even high.
It was on Dewey, I think.
That might be what I was thinking of.
Yeah, dropout foot. Was it as a centre or something that doesn't play?
Someone comment and tell us what it was, guys. I can't
remember.
No, but that rings a bell now. It was like 70 points scored in that game or something.
Yeah, another one. Righto, lower grades.
And we all tipped Cronulla against North Queensland.
Oh yeah, there was another game.
I think.
Come on, get Todd Payton fired. Let him come to us. New South Wales Cup, the boys got up. Saw Shano was watching at North Sydney Oval, sitting under the old, I think it's an oak tree. Is it an oak tree?
Yep.
Jacaranda, I don't know what it is out there at North Sydney Oval. Never been there, unfortunately. Yeah, I'd love to.
I've been there for cricket. Nice ground for cricket too.
I've been there for rugby league.
Oh, and AFLW. I've been there for that as well.
It's the only ground.
NRL era.
The only ground I haven't seen the Tigers play. Apart from New Zealand. So might get to, although they're going to play in Perth, aren't they? They won't play there. Anyway, the Maggies got up. Apparently, it was a penalty try to finish or something. They got a kick in front or something. Shane, let us know in the comments what actually happened there, but they did get up by 2. The Magpies, they're playing the Raiders at Lidcombe Oval on Saturday afternoon, 2:15. So go support the boys at that one. And as said earlier in the show, they are running 9th. So maybe are they mathematically a chance as to make, what are they going to make, the top 5?
If it is a top 6, we're 3 points behind 6th. I think we still have a bye up our sleeve. And I'm pretty sure most of the games we play are against teams we've already beaten this year. So we're a genuine chance. We just need some teams below us or above us to start losing a few. But yeah, I believe we're a chance.
Jersey flag this week. We play the Raiders. They all had a bye last week. We're playing the Raiders at Lidcombe Oval before the Cup, so 12 o'clock for that one. In the girls, how'd the girls go this week?
So a really tough, really hard-fought, spirited loss to the Sharks. I'm pretty sure we finished this game with 0 left on the bench. Really tough game. We had a few key injuries to key players. We had 2 players, I believe, injured in the first half. A HIA in the first half that the player was able to come back on, and I think there was a failed HIA in the second half as well. So really tough game. We went down early. They scored a really quick try, the Sharks, but we stayed in the grind. We didn't take too long to hit back. Went into the half, only just down. I think it might have been 8-6, maybe, off the top of my head. I actually had a bit of a strange night on Sunday, so my memories are a little foggy, but we came out in the second half, worked really hard, tried to get into position to get back into the game, although the Sharks did score first to take it out to 14-6. We then hit back to take the score to 14-12 before the Sharks scored another try to make it 16-12, and then I think 20-12 as well. But we scored a late try, giving ourselves, I think, 5-6 minutes after that try to try and find one more to either level it up or take the win. But we got a charge down in the final minute as well. But unfortunately, the way the ball ricocheted, there were no players in range to chase that one down, which meant the Sharks got the ball back in the last 30 seconds and unfortunately held on for the win. So, but I was really proud of the effort from the girls. I thought in particular, a lot of the girls really tried hard. Caitlin Turnbull has equaled the club's try-scoring record in just her 4th game with 6 tries. I think off the top of my head, Rakia, Kezi have both scored 6, and a couple more players have scored 6 as well. So Caitlin, after just 4 games, has joined them. Kezi Apps, powerful runs all night as well. Made over 200 meters in the end in a 70-minute performance. So absolute monster effort from her. A lot of the girls in the back line as well did some really good things. Lazana Lutu was a bit of a rocks and diamonds game, but she was the player I mentioned in the first half who went off HIA. So yeah, a bit of a tough loss, but the girls should be really proud of the effort they put in. Hopefully, we can put in another really strong performance against the Roosters this week in what is going to be a really tough game against the defending champs.
Magic round for the women's up there at Newcastle. Yeah.
We have had to make obviously quite a few changes to our team, so I can rattle those off.
I think we're paying $9 or something to win.
Really?
That one? Yeah.
Wow.
If you go a Tigers double women, men, it's 25-1.
So I'll run you through the changes. So we've lost Claudia Nielsen to a leg injury. So Beck Pollard has come into the starting side on the wing for her first game of the year. Lily Rogan comes back into the centres for Tarina Tatamaki, who was also injured. Christian Pio went off very late in the game, and this one would have hurt Adele. I think Adele, he might have seen this as he was going live with you, Rob. So she went off with an injury, and I believe she's probably done for the season.
Yep.
Unfortunately, so it's a massive loss. So there's been a bit of a forward pack reshuffle. Amelia Huakau comes from lock to prop. Piuka Berryman Duff goes from hooker to lock. So Salman Noor starts at hooker, with Chelsea Seville coming back onto the bench. And obviously, as Adele mentioned earlier, Luciana Luamanu Leotawa is making her NRLW debut off the bench. And for anyone who's interested, I will also point out that I'm going to be doing a live stream watch of this game with our mate Sam from Wobbling Sports.
Good on you,
doing commentary of the game as we're watching it live. So if you're interested, I will, on my socials, send a link to that stream, and anyone who's interested, come and tune in to me probably getting a little more fired up than I normally would.
More than normal. Thank you for that, our NRLW correspondent. Riff tells me it's a fig tree at North Sydney. Yeah.
Okay.
There you go. Bit of trivia for you. Good old Riff.
Trust Riff to give a fig about it.
Must be getting towards the end of the show.
It is indeed.
Our little friend, the troll, helping out Agger in there.
We got a bonus pod as well. What troll? Who's trolling?
Some guy named Erling.
Yeah, he was in our YouTube comments last week as well. He's a Panthers fan.
Shouts to his mum calling him Erling. What kind of name is that?
I think it's just someone pretending to be just a it's just a fake name.
Sterling.
Imagine winning 4 premierships in a row and you've still got to come on another fan's podcast to sort of rub it in. Like that's.
Well, Erling needs to get might not be able to come on soon because under 16s might be allowed on YouTube soon. So
I went and thanked him in the YouTube comments last week while we were live as well, because it's like, hey, you're commenting and leaving all these comments for us. You're also giving us watch time. So
don't tell him that.
Even coming in now, he's doing the same thing. He's helping us out. Yeah, absolutely.
He's helping us out.
He can laugh at us as much as he wants. Like he saw all of us tipping the Panthers last week. We all tipped it. We all expected it.
No, I didn't give us a hope in hell.
But
it was
hang on.
kind of funny
he's gone too far here.
He was so desperate to shit on us.
He said LeBron is better than the West Tigers.
LeBron?
Yeah.
LeBron's better than the Penrith Panthers.
LeBron isn't the best player in his own sport, mate. So let alone the West Tigers.
LeBron wishes he won 4 in a row.
Off your head. If you had said Nikola Jokic is better than the West Tigers, and
you can live with that.
I could live with. Look, it's the best in the world versus the Tigers, but LeBron James, whatever, man. Anyway, good on you, Erling.
Thanks for the support.
Righto, that just about does it for another week. Patreon.com/WestsLife. We're going to go to the Alex Safe after room and chat to the guys in there for a little bonus pod. So thank you to all you legends that do support us on the Patreon, including our Benji Marshall tier legends when it comes up on my screen. Will Sinclair, Shane Kay, Robert Rosenberg, aka Riff over there in Miami, Rob Aaron, Chris Cowell, Gussie Harris, and Brendo as well. And righto, Rob, plan for Sunday night is
so
same again.
I'll either go to the game or I'll watch the game at a pub in Parramatta, so I can just walk to the studio, which isn't far from Combank Stadium. We'll be doing a collab pod first, which unfortunately won't get released for a couple of days because when there's 4 people in the studio, it takes a little bit more editing. But I'll be doing the
Tuesday Arvo. It wasn't too
much. Tuesday Arvo is okay. And then obviously the Adele pod where we will break down the game and try not to be too opinionated and just keep it to minute 1 to minute 80. And hopefully it's we can talk about a few tries as opposed to last weekend where we had no tries to talk about. But
yeah, some tries would be nice.
Would be nice.
Is that too much to ask? Some tries from our rugby league team.
Yeah, we'll see how we go. I feel a bit better about this team. Whether it gets thrashed or wins or just loses, I'm happy with the team he's named. They've just got to, doesn't matter how many forwards he got on the bench, they've all got to lift. So hopefully everyone doesn't rely on the other person and they work as a team and they give our backs a bit of a platform for this week.
All right, that just about does it. Aaron?
I'm covered.
Aaron's it's usually when Aaron steps in and
says he's
got another 4 minutes of something.
Most of the time it's when we've been doing the recordings from home. before we started the OG.
No, yeah, shout out to the OG. Shout out to the Orange Grove. That's how we'll finish. And we'll be back here next Wednesday night and then next away game.
Is Manly an away game?
No, it's a home game.
Home, yeah.
We've got 2 away games left
so
in the
we're
last
away
2
from you
rounds.
for a few weeks.
Yeah, we'll be here Wednesday.
Like on Wednesday we will, but I'm talking about the live watch.
Yeah, it's weird. Feels like we've been here for
because we were here 3 weeks in a row because we had 3 away games in a row.
Sweet.
All right, too easy.
See you
Good
Sunday,
to be here, boys.
You see Az and I out there. Come say good day. As always,
go the Tigers.
Thanks for listening to West Tigers Life Podcast. What a great show. Love that Rob Bichara. Check out all their episodes and content at westtigers.com.au. What great content. Watch Coach's Report with Otto live by joining patreon.com/WestsLife. What a great deal. Join their Discord as well. Wow, fantastic. Please grab that subscribe button by the